morning everyone. We are going to do a different video today. We are going to talk about, can I get the question a lot. What do you do with the journals? Because there's a lot of new people becoming interested in the journals, and so I thought we should have a chat about that. Now, those of you who, I'm just trying to put my light on a little bit better. Those of you who know me know I'm not a huge journaler. I do like to do a travel journal when I go somewhere for any like a longer period of time. I don't always do one, but I do. I don't have a lot of journals here, or any of my travel journals here, because they're packed up. They're at our other place. But I do have this one that I haven't finished it actually, and I need to finish it. I did take notes, thank goodness. This was when we went to Chianti last year. And this is a type of thing that I like to do when I go on holidays is, there I am. Oh, I showed you a picture. Lily did these wonderful drawings at a restaurant. No, Lily did that one. Then I think she did that one after her dad. Yes, Lily did this one after her dad showed her how to do the perspective thing. So that was her first attempt. Then Daddy showed her perspective, and then she did that one. Anyway, so yeah, so my main thing for a journal is a travel journal. That's what I really like to do. I need to, actually I'm going to sit down and finish this one off. So that's my main thing, what I would use a journal for. I do have plans in the future to do a, I want to document family. I want to document family history. So this, I've only done the one page. That's my great-grandpa, Gilbert and Granny. And that's my aunt, I think. She's quite a bit older than my dad. And so, yeah, that I did that in the 100-day project. I think it was 2 years ago. And so that's the start of a journal for me. And then, oh, that's my grandpa and all of his siblings and great-grandpa Gilbert and Eileen. Yeah, so I need to, that's another thing that people use their journals for, is to document. Another thing, so document memories or family. There are people that do their daily journaling. I'm probably not the best channel to come to for, you know, what is a journal for, but because I don't do a lot, but I think they just can have whatever purpose you want. And I'm one of those people who really believes just do it because you want to. So this was the Hoardie book that I made. We're calling it my Hoardie journal. So you can have a Hoardie journal where you put all your favorite things in. So these are when I've had falling apart books, and I've done the rag papers in my which I usually always have them. They don't always have these lovely pages, but there's usually often one per book. So I put them in here because I had them flying around, and this is a really just because Hoardie book. It's actually my ideas book. That the idea came from Pam from Pandora's Junk Journals, and she has an amazing one. And I'm just going to slowly put in things that I've made with you guys to remind myself so I don't forget. That's Amity's things. We've got tabs, and it's always a pleasure to look through those things, and then these types of pockets. This was the sample. Oh, I must make some more of those. I'd like to make more of those. It was like the inspired by antique samplers. That's something not to forget. And then I did this one that flips out. I still have to decorate that. So we might work in here afterwards if I'm done chatting. But that's a Hoardie book, a Hoardie journal idea book. Okay, where you put all your favorite things. I also started but never finished, but one day I hope I'll have time. I have all of Lulu's drawings from when she was like 3. I've pretty much been able to sort of put them in more in year sort of timeline, not daily timeline, because I didn't put dates on all of them. But she had a certain style that changed and evolved. So I know I can tell which ones were at kindergarten, then in the elementary school she did a certain type. And so I have them all in a box, and one day I want to hinge them and you know, put them in the big book covers that I have downstairs and just have all of her drawings in there. So that's I think that's another cool thing that you can do with a journal. So they're kind of, you know, not the traditional things. Now this is my Marguerite Miller Challenge one, and I haven't done that for a while, have I, guys? I completely forgot about that. So and that's really another, just a fun exercise. I have used some of the pockets to put some original things in, and it's really a Just Because book as well. It's one of those places where you could put some original bits and pieces in, and then it's just really like a coffee table book, isn't it? You just sort of flip through and have a look, and it's a bit of fun to look at, really. It's not really anything where you're going to go and write. It's just for the fun of it, and maybe a good exercise for people who aren't confident with and I'm going to continue on in there. We must do that. You know, who aren't confident with collage, this is a great exercise. Marguerite has, you know, she's a really amazing collage artist, and it's a really great exercise for people who aren't confident with collaging. Now, then you have some of these, like we've made these. This was the original one I made. I don't have the last one because it was sold. And this was inspired by these ones that I got at the antique market, but you know, we were unsure. They made with original documents, all of the laces hand stitched in, and it would really be, it's not really for journaling unless you put in lots of things in the pockets that you can write on, then it would become for journaling. But it's also one of those places to store some of your favorite bits and pieces. So this was one that I purchased, and then this is the one that we made together the first time. It's a really big, fat, big chunky one. But again, you could make one like this and slip in other pages that you can write on. Or as I mentioned, you can make these sorts of things that you can write on. You could make little booklets, but then not have, you wouldn't be writing on the actual pages, but just on the things in the pockets. So that's really another Just Because, but you could adapt this type of journal to, that's the original one, to making it more writable, if you know what I mean. So by inserting lots of things in pockets that can be written on. So that's that type of journal. That's the original photo. I love that photograph. I think that is the best photograph. It was a postcard. Trying to see which director, something. I never really looked. Something city. 1914. They're Italian. Yeah, aren't they elegant? I just love that. Anyway, getting sidetracked. So, yep. So we'll list afterwards the different types of journals again. Then I have these journals that I purchased. I don't have any of my other purchased ones here. I think I put them all away. I've got some from Wendy. I think I've got one from Gayle that she gifted me. I've got one or two from Carol Laws. Anyway, I think Patricia Veramontes gave me one. So those sorts of journals, I hoard those. They're just for looking at. And I put them in my bookshelf and they look pretty. I did bring these little ones, which I just find amazing. These are by Fiona Hayes, and I've mentioned her before. She don't go and ask her for a journal because she's an artist. She does a lot of watercolor painting. I've got a couple of her watercolors somewhere too. And she only makes journals very randomly. She posts them on her Instagram, and if you're lucky, you get it. If you're not lucky, she doesn't take orders for journals. I was just lucky to be on Instagram at the time, and I grabbed them. I knew they were in her. I think these were in her Etsy shop, and I grabbed them. So, but I mean, I wouldn't use these. They're too special. I would just like to flick through and look at this type of journal. It's just full of yumminess. So that's another one really just to sit and look at, really. So that's those by Fiona Hayes. And then the other thing I like to do, now I've got to find, oh, I've lost it. There it is. I've got a couple of these on the go. They you know, it's very sporadic, the work done in them. I think I've got another one here. Okay. And then I've got the one that Wendy gave me. we swapped. I made an art journal for Wendy and she made an art journal for me. And then I have these, and I have participated in some collaborations organised by Meg Journals. Now, Meg Journals, she shares a lot of, I have to try and remember everybody's names, won't I? She, just tell me off in the, no, tell me off in a nice way though, not in a bad way, in the description box. If I forget, maybe I should take notes. Let me get a scrap. So who did I mention? Fiona Hayes. You know Gayle and Wendy's Journal Adventures. And then the other person is Meg Journals. Now Meg, a couple of times a year or 2 or 3 times a year, does a month of prompts. And so this is what I use this for, and I participated in her collaboration a couple of times. And I made this cover doing a Wendy Brightbill course. Actually, it wasn't meant to be a cover. Hers was a painting. And then I've just sort of adapted it and done, it's similar but different to what Wendy did, but that's similar to what Wendy did. And I turned it into a journal cover and I really love it. So this was Junk Journal July 2021. And so I used it more as a little bit more as a sort of art journal, although I'm not really an artist, I just like mucking around. And I'll just cover up my nephews. But I did document things as well, and I think that is really a fun way to have a journal. If you muck it, it's a bit of a mucky around, do it just because, but also you can document things. And you put things in that you like. These are just from some books, and I did stitching and painting. Really, really fun way to journal. So yeah, and these were the prompts. I put down the prompts, and that's really the little minions. In the morning, one of the prompts was the morning, and that, you know, that was actually that was a photograph I took with Lulu. I think we were in Australia in Bellingen at a really lovely cafe, and we had a really yummy breakfast, and that's just like a nice thing to document and remember. So most of this was just sort of collaging, but then we went to Florence in the middle of it. So then I documented a little bit of Florence in there. So I think that's a really fun way to journal. I didn't quite finish the prompts because I never finish anything. But it was super fun. Oh, that was Wanderlust. So that was Lulu. Look, that's at in Sydney, and I love that. And that's Tuscany. So these were all the things that prompt sort of reminded me of. And then, you know, it's nice because you open it and then you have a moment. You remember moments when you're sort of flipping through and appreciating or not appreciating the things that you've done. And just really, really a lot of fun. We must get back into this. Borders. Oh, and that came from Pam. And I was going to put something in there. I think something of Pam's. I'll have to find that. And then I didn't finish, but that, see, look at all the mark making and messy. And then I did Junk Journal January, but I didn't finish Junk. I did my prompt, I think, and then I wrote a bit, what we did. I did a little bit of the January one, but then I didn't finish. So I've still got some more pages in there that I could, oh, that was a crazy page. Oh, warm, that was one of the prompts in Junk Journal September. I did that with, who asked me to do, was that JD? Was that you, JD? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway, so that's what that is. So I do like a bit more travel journals and mucking around art journals. Now, this is a big art journal that I had made that I think I made one for Wendy. And I love that page. And that's, it's one of Wendy Brightbill's courses. So I don't do those things on camera because really that's something inspired by what I watched in one of her videos, and I have to do more. I haven't done very much in here. I really need to find the time and do some more, but I put random things in here so that I could work on them. And then I did this one. That's a photograph, and she'd done that in one of her, not the flowers, I think I did those, but all of this sort of idea was from Wendy Brightbill. Oh, let me link Wendy Brightbill. I love Wendy's. I'm a hoarder of her courses. I haven't looked at them for a while. I must do that. I haven't finished any of them. They all need to be completed. And then I did another one of those. You see, I did 2 because I enjoyed it so much. Oh, I think I did this one on camera, did I? I don't know. I can't remember. This was the one I did from her course, I think. And then I thought, no. And then, so then I did another one. I can't remember. But I love that. Love the colours. Really messy, but really fun. I think I did this on camera. Botanicals. Junk Journal July. Yeah. Love that too. So that's what this one is for. It's really just a fun, and I've done no more in it, you see, but it will sit there. It eventually will have things done in it. So they're the art sort of journals. And then I've got Wendy's. Let me grab Wendy's to show you. If I can find it. It's here. Oh, it's underneath. So this is the one that Wendy made me. Here, let's put these ones away. So now pull it all out. It's like what I used to say to Lulu when she used to get angry with me and she used to say, I'm leaving. And she'd pack her little travel thing. And I'd say, she was only like 6, and I'd say to her, well, you're packing your suitcase. Just remember you're going to have to put that all away. So she very promptly unpack it all and not go anywhere, thank goodness. Anyway, so Wendy made this beautiful quilted cover. I mean, the stitches, everything Wendy does is amazing. And this is the little art journal that I put some ideas in there as well, you see. How about that? And she just gave me all these, put all these wonderful things. And I did this very messy page. And then I did that page, which I really like that page. I forgot about that. Did anybody remember that mess? But I do like it. Oh, that's really fun. And I put all different mark making on there. I really like that. And I think that's all I've done in there. I need to do some more in here. I need to get myself going and do some more. So that's another, this is going to be like my mark making sort of catalogue. I thought what the thought with that was going to be. I love that page. This page I like a little bit less, although I like the colours. I like that. I need to do something on there. So that's that. So let's just quickly list. What are the list of things? So junk journals. What can you do with junk journals? You can have them just because you just like them. You just want to keep them. You can have them as mixed media art journals, or you could have just watercolor paper in there, or whatever paper in there. But you can also, in the art journal, you can also document here and there as well. So that's another thing. This is another. Then you could make one that's a bit like the just because, and you could put in things where you could document things. So what would you document? Well, you could document, like if you have a friend comes to visit and you have a lovely dinner, or you go away for the weekend, something particular happens during the week that you want to remember. Your child says, there are things that your children say that are funny that you might want to document. That's a great one. I didn't know about these things when Lulu was little. I haven't documented hardly any of the funny things that she said. I want to document family history both on Steffi's side and my side, but I'm not. I just got to find the time, and it's a daunting task because you've sort of got to get it organized in your head how to do it. My main one that I do are travel journals. I love doing the travel journals. I never finish them. I never get to the last days of the holiday, but this one I know I took notes. Oh, that was a fun thing that we made. Do you remember that? Oh yes, that was great. Oh, and this was a Midori style. See, I put all the things in. I just need to write. And Lulu did that painting for me. So I mostly do travel journals. I also like to have a collagey one that you do collaging in. And then I've got my Hoardie book. People do daily journaling. They do quotes. They use journals for prayer journals. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, so, I mean, just whatever you want. That is what you can use it for. It's a lot of fun. I do find great joy in making them. And then as I said, I use them for the few things that I mentioned. But I don't do daily journaling because I'm not really a writer. So I don't enjoy writing so much. So sort of short of words. I can talk a lot, but I'm short of words. Okay. So I'm going to stop talking now. I hope that's helpful. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about. I've got one journal here. Now, don't ask me for it because I've got to offer it to one of the ladies on my list, and I know who I'm going to offer it, show it to. I just got to finish her. She's ordered 2. Eleanor, it's you. This is my Italian themed one that I've been working on. Now, what I wanted to say was, some people say to me, let's put those back up on the shelf. Some people say to me, oh, there's lots of pattern on there, there's no writing room. So, I mean, that's what the tags are for writing, these sorts of things. That's what they're for. You can also get, especially with this type of pen, I'll just do a mark over here so you can see how dark it is. You can easily write all there. You couldn't write on the tree, obviously, or in the darker bits, but you could certainly write there. You could also, if you were using it as a travel journal and you got a postcard, let me grab one as an example, just say, this is an old postcard, and you want to attach it there, you'd hinge it in with some washi tape and you can write on the postcard. So there's many ways you can add writing spaces. Here you can write all around that. I wouldn't write here, but there's a little tag in there that you could write on. There's a tag here that you can write on. You could write on this with that black pen. You certainly could write there with this type of pen. Probably a biro in some bits you wouldn't be able to see so much, but if you had a thicker pen, you can. And then there's writing space in there. Now, these sorts of pages, obviously, they're just lovely 1700s pages, but you could put a photograph there, or you could add a pocket there if you wanted to, and put something to write on. And then, you know, here there's all kinds of things. You can write there. You could probably write on there with the darker pen. You could certainly write all around here. And then on pages like that are sort of like this page, maybe you wouldn't, but you could attach a photograph there, for example, and then you can write on the flip. There's all kinds of extra spaces where you could write all around there, and I think it looks really cool when there's lots of writing around on things. You could write all of those pages. You know, you might put a little photograph here. You might just clip on or hinge something. So that, I'm just trying to give you an idea of, you know, what can you do. I would probably attach a photograph here or something that I wanted to remember. This has got writing space. I'd attach a photograph or business card here. That flips out. So yeah, just to give you an idea, I know that you could put a photograph here if you wanted to. There are lots of spaces where you can't write. I'd definitely attach photographs there. And here I'd probably hinge something because I like that page. Here I'd attach a photograph, there. So that's what I mean. Like, it's not all for writing, because, I mean, well, if you want just a writing journal, will you just make one with plain pages? If you just want to write. But I like decorative things. So that's why I like to have patterns and plain paper. And also I don't like to write so much. So, but you can create lots of writing spaces, is what I'm trying to say. So you could attach a nice big scanned embroidered doily and write on the doily. I've done that before, but I don't have an example here because it's at the other house. So I hope that's helpful. It's really just to give you an idea, what do you do with the journals? Because I know Marilyn asked me, I think it was you, Marilyn, and it's a good question. She said people have bought journals from her and then they're like, what do I do with it? Well, first of all, if it's super pretty, you can look at it. That's a good thing to do with it. Anyway, let's just go in here. We'll do a little bit of crafting and let's see. We've done that. I want to see what can I find floating around that I want to keep. See, I would like, I did that. I've already put one of those in, so I don't need to keep that, do I? I like it with the tag, but can I remember that? That's the question. That one's got the floating. Oh, no, that's a flippy. That's different. So I do need to make one of these. Let's make one of these and put it in the book. I'll make one. Oh, no, let's just put this in the book and then I can make, that's what it's for, isn't it? And then I can make another one. Do I want to put it there? I don't want to cover that. That's a very fragile page. I could put it there. I think I might just glue it down on there. And I will, because it's a fragile page, I think I'll just use my, I don't want it to be too wet. So I'll just use my glue stick. And then I might just use a little bit of, I have a raging headache today, guys. So I went to bed too late. Stefano made me watch. He said, oh, I want you to, I started watching this series. It's typical. Let me tell you. Can you guess what happened? I want you to watch this series. You'll really like it. So I started watching, and he had already seen the first episode. So I had to watch the first episode. And then within 10 minutes, he was asleep again, as per usual. So I had to watch it by myself, but then I got engrossed in it, and it was, I need to make some more of those. I think, do I have any of those in here? I don't think I do. I need to put one of those in. They're very good things to remember. And I don't want to cover that page. Where will I put it? I could put it here. Oh, I said I didn't want to cover that. No, ding dong. That's not what you want to do. I could put it there. I'll put it on here. So that's one of those pockets. And that's my last one. I need to, I need to make more. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue these in. Because they get precious. Like, they've been sitting on my table forever. And then I don't, because I don't know, I don't want to use them in a thing because I've only got one. And then, but then it sits there. So I might as well just put it in here and then make more. So I watched it, but then I ended up watching until, which is why I've got a headache. And it's humid. It's also humid. That also gives me a headache. Until 12:30. And then because it was a little bit of a, he always makes me watch this distressing sort of stuff that causes me anxiety. And so then I had to watch a bit of something mindless to just allow myself to relax, to go to sleep. Okay. So that's that. That's a pocket. We'll put something in there. I have to go through and find tags that I want to remember. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let's see what else we have flying around here that I need to remember. Oh, that's a window one. Well, I need to remember that, don't I? I'm wondering, I did leave those on. They are a little bit stiff. So if you're going to glue them onto fragile paper, it's not really going to be good. But this paper actually is rag paper, and it's not fragile at all. It's very strong. It's lasted. What's this? Does it have a date on it? Yep, 1794. So 1,500, 100. The X between the 100 is 90, and the one before the 5 is 4. There you go. That's what my mother-in-law taught me. She reminded me because I learnt it at school. Then I couldn't remember because I hadn't looked at them for years, forever, for donkey's years. So, and now I've learnt them all over again, which I'm thrilled about. Now I'm going to stick that there, and I'm going to take some of Amity's beautiful washi tape, Amity Bloom. Oh, Amity, hurry up and get some more in your shop. I'd like to see some more. And my sister, she has purchased multiple things from Amity over the years. And I'm not going to bother covering up all the white. And she hesitated. Now, and then because the shipping was quite a lot for her to Australia. And so she doesn't normally, she doesn't, Amity doesn't have a lot in her shop all the time. She sort of takes, because these things take a long time, or this especially, but also fabric packs and stuff. And paper packs, they take a long time to prepare. And so Amity prepares them and then she releases them. I'm going to put some on this side as well. And so my sister normally, grabs. Whenever Amity produces something, my sister always gets one. But this time, I don't know, she hesitated. And now she regrets it because I told her it's super quality washi tape. It's really super, like really sticky and wonderful. And the designs are lovely. And she was loving them. I don't know why my sister didn't buy them. So she's going to have to grab them next time. Okay, so that's attached with Amity's tape. And I didn't run it over my glue because I do feel like it is strong enough, sort of thing. Okay. So what else? What is this? What did I put here? Oh, I love that idea too. That's probably too big for the journals that I'm working on at the moment. So I probably could get away with putting that one in my book. Oh, and I like it there. So what I normally do then, I made this with an, I made the envelope out of a folded piece of old, scanned old book page that I actually had printed to make it writable. But anyway, I put a pocket there, just remembering, I'm sure I made this with you guys. And I stapled in the book like what Tina from Shabby Dabby does. Let's write down Shabby Dabby. I might put, for those of you who don't know who Wendy is, Wendy's Journal Adventure. I'll put Wendy, and I'll also put Gayle, but I know most of you know who Gayle is. Wonderful ladies they are. So quite a lot. I'm taking notes, guys. I'm not going to forget. Now, normally, what I need to do is, and I can't see it anywhere, what I need to do is this. I need to put this on, because if you glue this down in your book, when you're turning your book, it's always going to be flying open. It drives you mad. So you need some twine of some type. Doesn't have to be baker's twine, whatever you want, whatever rocks your boat. And that's probably too long. That's it. I'm just going to actually tie it. Like so, and then we are going to attach it. So what I need to do is, I'm going to grab the quick drying tacky glue, put that there, and that will stick down. You know what, I'm just going to swoosh it all over this. Not too much is coming out too, which is good. So it's just for me to keep and remember. Right, and I'm going to glue that there like so. I'm just going to flip it over and just run my hand over it here. Obviously you're going to have that lumpy bit, so if you're going to put this in the middle of a journal, you would want to have a writing board, so that, you know, a writing board is something that's very stiff, made with really thick cardboard that you've covered with a pretty paper. And you put it, just say I wanted to write here on this page, and that's a little bit lumpy there. There's a pocket and stuff. You put your writing board underneath. So just say this is covered. You make the board, you know, the size of your pages. Slide that under there, and then you can write, and you don't feel any of the lumps. That's what a writing board is. And so I just want to open this up. And that's another extra way you can add extra pages. I actually don't think I need to put anything else. Sometimes you can add another piece of paper there to really hold it down, which could be a good idea, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to close that like so. And so I've got a pocket up there and a pocket there, and writing pages as well. And you can write behind it because it flips out. So I really do like that one, so we're keeping that. And I'm just gathering all these things that I pulled out on my table. So when we come back to do the videos to revisit ideas, I will just grab them. I think I'm going to, this one I did, this was my sample. So I printed the old letter on just copy paper, and I scrunched it up a little bit and pinched it here and there just to make it a little bit more messy. But it's not like, nothing like what Angie, what's her name? Angie Bunner does. I put some, just glued some old vintage book page, and I scrunched up that, and I really like the look of that. And I want to do some of those. So I'm going to keep those. So we've got some pockets here that we can put something in. It's going to become very bulky very quickly. That doesn't matter, because I'm not going to be writing in it. So let's see if I have an appropriate, I can put it in there is where I'm going to put it. I need to decorate that. Let's do that. I'll just put it, I don't want to put it in such a deep pocket. That's my issue. I have issues. I could put it there, that doesn't fit. Oh my goodness, don't tell me I don't have a pocket for it to fit in. Yes, I do. I can slide it in there. That's it. That's good. Right, and I wanted to decorate that. I put that just, I mean, that's just literally just paper clipped together, but I just like the look of it. And that's those, I love those. So I don't need to hoard the other ones because I need to remember I've got one in here. Okay, so what was that tag? Oh, I've got one of those. Oh, good, I kept one of those. They were good. That was from my collaboration with Joey Diffie, and it was flow. I think the thing was, we had to flow, and my flow was flow stitch, you know, the freeform flowing stitching sort of thing. My headache is interfering with my thoughts. Okay, so we need to do something there. Right. Rightio. I think I'll use, oh, no, let's use some lovely book page. I do have some other things that I need to do with you guys as well. There's always something to do, isn't there? Whether we're revisiting things because we forget continually. Well, I forget continually. I should speak for myself. I just forget things all the time. Like tomorrow, I won't remember what I did today. I do think it's good to stop. And I know, I'm pretty sure, I would like to say that Gayle has done this type of video before too, because people, there's lots of new people, and we kind of need to be reminded of all the fun things that we can do with these books that we make. It's just, you know what the issue is, really, is finding time. Time is really what is lacking for me. Otherwise, I'd definitely do more. I kind of like a little bit of blue there because we've got the pink over there and I like that. Put that on there. I mean, it's fairly simple. Let's see what else is in this box. Probably need to do some collage pages. Oh, I know what I need to put. Oh, I know what I need to put in there is those, when I did the Wendy's Journal Adventures inspired envelopes. I was just trying to see if I had any nice painted papers here, but I can't see any flying around at the moment. Oh, what about a bit of, we probably need to put, you know, a little bit of something like that somewhere as well, because we need to remember it. I think I'm going to glue that there. Will I glue it there, or will I have a look and see if there's somewhere better? There could be somewhere better. There's always somewhere better. Probably need to put a bit of fascia around as well. Okay, let's just see. I haven't finished that. I just want to see if there's somewhere better to document this. So that's where we're working at the moment. Not on that page. Got quite a lot happening here, don't we? Yeah. No, I think I liked it more on the bag, so it's going to go on the bag. I think that's where I liked it the best. So we need to get plenty of glue on it because it is on, what was this? It's tracing paper. not vellum. It's not as thick as vellum, which I like about it. It's not quite as thick. Just stick that on there. They were complex little things to make. So it didn't even stick it down properly. Doesn't matter if it's popping up. You can always come back and stick a bit more glue under it. And I'm wondering if I also want to go a little bit cray-cray. And it might be too much, but we'll see. I might like to add, oh no, I like it. I'm going to add a bird. Do I want a more standing out bird or a blendy bird? Standing out or blendy? I think I like one of those too. I think I like this one. Let's put, just chuck the bird across the room. Why don't you? Excuse me, why are you not sticking down? I didn't put enough glue. So there we go. I hope that was helpful anyway. And if anyone can think of, you know, anything that I haven't said, I wouldn't have said everything because I'm not a journal expert. If there's anything that I haven't said that you can use a journal for, just write it in the comments below. And anyone who's interested can go through and read the comments and see what else other people have suggested as, you know, what you can use a journal for. Oh, cooking, recipes. Yes, you could do that too. You could do recipes and, you know, I did try and do that, but I'm hopeless. I've got all the printed out recipes just shoved into the folder. So yeah, I'm pretty hopeless at that too. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you leave a comment below. Anything else that you can think of that is a great thing to use a journal for. I've also got a book that I write things to Lulu in. I haven't written in it for quite a while. Actually, it's packed away in the boxes, I think. It's not decorated. It's like one of the first journals I ever made. It's kind of ugly, but I just sort of sit and write in there things that I would like to say to Lulu that maybe I don't say to her. So one day I'll give it to her. So that's another great thing, right? You have a journal for each kid and write to them, or write to someone special in your things that pop into your mind when you're having a sentimental moment. That's what I do when I'm having a sentimental moment. I write it to Lulu if I'm having one about her. So yeah, things I appreciate about her and that sort of thing. I think that's a wonderful thing for a gift for your kids, is your random thoughts that you've had throughout the years when you're thinking about them. I think that's really nice. Anyway, I hope that was useful, and I look forward to reading the comments to other ideas or what people use their journals for. And some people just like making them, and that's okay too. I mostly just like making them, but I also like doing this sort of thing in them as well. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.